distinguished scholars, researchers, and professors. Thank you very much for giving me an opportunity to speak here at this conference, at one of the world's most important centers of learning and truth-seeking. I am Khin, born in 1953 in Butidang Township in Khin State, now known as Rakhine State of Myanmar. And I served for my country as a middle school teacher for more than 20 years. Now I am residing in East London. And our forefathers lived in Burma. We enjoyed ethnic rights and citizenship rights after the independence. We had rights to work any government sector. We had rights to attend universities. We could study any subject. So we had doctors, engineers, and many other professions. As we had every rights as other Burmese. My grandfathers were civil servants. My father was a police officer, and my father-in-law was an officer at Ministry of Cooperatives. The grandfather of my husband, Mr. Sultan Ahmad, was a member of Constituent Assembly of Union of Burma in 1947, which was headed by the late Aung San, the Aung San Suu Kyi's father. The same father-in-law served as Parliamentary Secretary in the Ministry of Minorities, Ministry of Relief and Resettlement, and Ministry of Social and Religious Affairs, 1949 to 1959. The uncle of my husband, U Chozo Aung, was a police colonel. My uncle, U Aung Mi, was a senior civil servant in General Administration Department, and my brother, U Shelapju, was the chairman of Township Development and Peace Council in Shan State when the military government led by Senior General Tan Shui. But he was fired from his job in 1995 just because he is a Muslim. Even as we are discriminated, some of my cousins and one of my sisters are still civil servants. We are not discriminated much till 1978, but since after King Dragon operation, there were many restrictions for ordinary people. Sometimes civil servants were also discriminated and tortured. After enacted the 1982 citizenship law, only civil servants could travel outside of the Khin state. But since 1992, the border security force called Nasaka was in place, and many restrictions against Rohingya were imposed, such as birth, marriage, movement, health, and education. When I was young, there was peace between Rakhine and Rohingya community. But since 2012, the two communities are separated. I didn't face any problem when I studied at school and university. But since 2012, the students can't join the universities anymore. And the Rohingya youth have no future at all. And they are also not allowed to work any government office. Even they do any own small businesses. They are started, and finally, many of them are taking risky journey to Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia, etc. Being a Rohingya, at first I suffered at age 9. Even my father, who was a police officer and fought for Burma independence in Khin region along with the British troops. In 1962, when the dictator Ne Win confiscated all properties of the people, the authorities did not spare even his properties. I couldn't control my tears by seeing tension of my father. Even I was too young. All our civil properties were confiscated. We faced a lot of difficulties even for studying. In 1978, when the government launched Khin Dragon operation, I was one of the eyewitnesses. I saw how the Rohingya people were threatened, extorted, tortured, and abused. I was pregnant at that time, and I saw from my window how the people were fleeing at night and how their properties, houses were burned down. I saw all things with my own eyes. I was very much scared when I saw my neighbors, the teacher and his family, were arrested by the military security troops. 3 years later, I faced another horrifying situation again. Has the government made a long-term plan to wipe out all of educated Rohingyas from the town? They arrested many educated without any reason. They targeted my husband too. He was senior auditor with the Ministry of Cooperatives. At midnight, about 12, the military surrounded our house and they took my husband away. They questioned him the whole night and released after extorting 300 kyats. The sum which we had to give was salaries of both. As we had 3 children, we faced a lot of difficulties for that extortion. However, we got support from the parents who are making little money with their pension salaries. To escape further persecution, we had to move to the capital Rangoon because of the increasingly repressive treatment by the authorities. Many other educated Rohingya, including many of my relatives, had to flee to neighboring country Bangladesh. The Rohingya people who couldn't escape are still suffering. After moving to Rangoon, everything was fine. I was very much disappointed when I attended the refresher training, although the training was named refreshment training for the teachers. The special lecture was included that the Bengali Rohingya in Rakhine State married up to 4 wives and have 20 to 30 children, and many others hatred against Rohingya people, for which I was very much worried that the situation in Arakan will become worse. As I thought today, the situation in Arakan is like the people are living in an open-air prison. Since then, I started thinking to leave the country, as I could imagine the situation in Muslim will become the most worsened. In 2002, all of my family members reunited in one country, but unfortunately, later after 3 years, we had to separate again. Now we are in 3 different countries, UK, USA, and Germany. After arriving in the United Kingdom 1 year later, the massacre took place in Arakan State, and my 2 cousin brothers were killed, and all of my relatives live in Rohingya village Sitwe are internally displaced now. Today, we are still in our own country. Even as for me, my grandfather had a certificate that he belongs to the indigenous race of Burma. Now I am not recognized as a citizen. My father served for British Frontier Police Force since 1930 and later for Burma Police for more than 3 decades. I have graduated from Rangoon University, yet today I am accused as illegal Bengali immigrant. We have many evidence. We are long settled and native to the Kingdom of Arakan, yet our historic facts and evidence have been ignored by the Burmese government since 1962. The latest news coming out of our old country is deeply troubling. The Aung San Suu Kyi, whom many Rohingya admired and look to, has a hope to end the military government's persecution of our people, does not even want to respect, honor, or our right to self-identify. She has consistently ignored the call from world leaders, including Pope Francis, the Dalai Lama, George Soros, President Barack Obama, UN Secretary Ban Ki-moon, and 8 peace laureates. To help restore our basic rights and full citizenship rights as one of the borderland people of Myanmar. I urge the international community to stand for us, the Rohingya, who have been subjected to what Professor Amartya Sen calls a shallow genocide. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. God bless you all.